How to make any man miss you in 5 easy steps.
Woke up this morning and I was feeling so good, Made a change for the better thing. Never knew I would. Got a smile on my face. Can they see me now?
Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Coach Michaela Logue and I am super excited to bring you this new topic today because this comes up for me so often. People ask me, how do you keep your husband of 6 years always chasing you, always missing you, always pining for you? And I had to think about that because, to be honest, it was something that I was just kind of doing naturally. But when I sat down to think about it, I said, this could be a good topic for a video for my YouTube channel. So here I am. Now, I'm going to give you these 5 steps and I want to fill in the blanks in between each step for you so that you're showing up using these steps in an authentic way. That's one of the most important things. You don't want to use a trick or a strategy on someone in a manipulative sort of way. You want it to come across very natural and authentic for you so that when you're employing these steps, you're actually doing it in a thoughtful way. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and move on to step number 1. But before we move on, if you like this sort of content, go ahead and subscribe below and don't forget to punch that notification bell so you don't miss any of my new uploads. And don't forget to follow me on social. Okay, now let's get started. Step number 1 on how to make any man miss you is the following. Be mysterious. What I mean by being too mysterious is men are hunters. In their natural state, they are really who they used to be back in caveman days. They need something to hunt. So if you're always available, always texting, always initiating all the communication, always making all the plans to the dates, always stepping forward and being the aggressor, you're taking away his hunt. Without his hunt, he is not going to be interested. So in order for him to really miss you, he needs to have that feeling that he never knows where you are. He never knows who you're with. He never knows if you're available for the next date. He needs to know that you're busy and that you have a lot going on and that you may or may not be available to answer his texts or to go out on the next date with him. For example, if you are always the one to send him the text, "Good morning, sweetie," that's not going to work. You're taking away his chase. You're taking away his hunt. He needs to know that he's the one hunting you. Do not take away his hunt by being too available and by giving him all the information up front. Let him ask you, "So where are you going tomorrow night with your girlfriends?" "Oh, I don't know. We haven't decided yet." You already know where you guys are going. But he doesn't need to know that. Or another example, when he texts you, don't look at the text and do not text back right away. On our iPhones, you can tell when somebody has read the text message. So if you see his name come up in the notifications on your phone, don't be so quick to look at the text message. He just text messaged you, just don't look at it. A rule of thumb for me is give yourself about 15 to 20 minutes before you even look at the text. Then look at the text so that on his side it says read, and then say nothing for another 20 to 25 minutes. Go give your phone to somebody. Don't look at the phone. Put the phone in the drawer. Put the phone on your desk. Put the phone in your pocket. But whatever you do, do not answer the text right away. This is how you remain mysterious. Also, when he's asking you questions on the date or at a dinner or in a scenario where you're together, and he's saying, "Oh, so you and the girls went to so-and-so last week. How was it?" Don't give him the play-by-play. Don't fill in all the blanks with the details. Remain mysterious. Say, "Oh, it was good," and then change the subject. Believe me when I tell you, when you say, "Oh, it was okay," or "Yeah, we had fun. So how do you like your spaghetti?" When you do that, immediately, guys, I'm telling you, they're saying to themselves, "Wait a minute. That's usually the way I answer questions. What is she hiding? What is going on? A little bit of jealousy, a little bit of possessiveness, a little bit, not too much, where he's psycho, showing up at your front door, stalking you. We're not talking about that. A little bit of jealous and possessive feeling or vibe that he has while you're answering the question so nonchalantly. Oh, it was fun. We had a good time. So how's your spaghetti? Believe me when I tell you, he is going to have this feeling of, well, is she dating somebody else? What's going on with her? Where was she? Etc., etc. You want to bring the caveman out in him. So ladies, step number 1 is very simple. Don't give it all away. Don't be the aggressor. Don't do all of the chasing. Don't do all of the hunting. Remain mysterious. All right, let's move on to the next step. Step number 2 on how to make any man, whether you just met him or whether you've been with him for a while, miss you, is set boundaries from day 1. Now, whether you're in the middle of a relationship and you're looking for these steps to maybe implement them with your current relationship, these apply to you as well. But if you've just met somebody, from the get-go, from day 1, you need to set boundaries. You may be asking yourself, what do you mean by setting boundaries? Setting boundaries means you must know your worth. You must understand that men are inherently wired to want the honey. You have the honey and they want it. You have the honey and they want the honey. So you need to set boundaries. The honey can show up in many different ways, whether it's kissing right away on the first date or getting too overly sexual on the first date, or it could show up as you being overly handsy or doing too much PDA, right? Public displays of affection, being too all over him. Keep the honey under control. Don't give him all the sweet stuff at first. Let him work for the honey. Keep the honey under control and do it on your terms. Don't let him show up and dictate when you guys are going to be intimate, whether you guys are going to kiss or not, whether you guys are going to have sex or not. He is not in control. You are. You own the honey and he wants the honey. Set your boundaries. Let him know from the get-go that you're not going to go home with him that night to hook up. Let him know that you're not going to stay home and do a Netflix and chill moment when you just met. That ain't happening, honey. Number 3, do not be overly sexual. Don't wear clothing that is overtly sexual with the girls hanging out or that's overly tight. Don't have a small little dress or a little tight outfit on with all of your goodies hanging out. When you show up with all your goodies hanging out, with your honey on display, it gives him the wrong message. It sends a message to him that you are, or possibly are, overly loose. I hate to say it, but I'm going to say it. Overly loose, or that you're kind of giving hoe vibes. You don't want to give any type of vibes to him that you are loosey-goosey, or that you're ready for action, or that you go home with people that you meet right away. You want to let him know that you have boundaries, that you have rules, that you have standards that you've set for yourself, and that he is going to abide by those standards from the beginning. Now, if you've already been with the guy and maybe you were a little bit loosey-goosey at the beginning, but you want to make him start missing you because you've made a couple of mistakes at the beginning, you can still revive the situation by all of a sudden setting the boundaries now and becoming mysterious. So go back to step number 1. Wait a minute, she's not responding to my text messages. She's not saying good morning first. She's out with the girls. Maybe you're not out with the girls. Maybe you're home watching Netflix and chilling by yourself, but maybe he thinks you're out doing something else. You can actually revive the situation by going back to step number 1 and then doing step number 2 right afterwards. Maybe you tell him, I've had a revelation from God, and you know what? I really don't feel like Netflixing and chilling full time with you. I require being taken out on a date. I require you showing up properly. Maybe you require him showing up freshly showered and in a nice shirt. He doesn't have to come dressed. in a suit, but maybe you start requiring him to dress up properly when you go out. You can start to set those boundaries, whether you're in this a year, whether you're in this 2 years, whether you're in this 5 minutes, doesn't matter. You are the holder of the honey. The holder of the honey is the one who has the control. Don't forget that. Now, some of you may find some of these tricks and tips controversial, and if you think I'm completely off my rocker, or you think I'm wrong, or you're like, girl, I have something to tell you, go ahead and let me know below, because I am so ready to have major debates with everybody about this, because these tips and tricks that I'm sharing with you today are tried and true. I'm just kind of a pain in the neck when it comes to men and dating, so I kind of give people a hard time regardless. That's just who I am. However, now that I take a step back and take a look, what are the steps that I actually did and used to make a man really miss me? I still use to this day with my husband, and they work. All right, let's go on to the next step. Step number 3 to how to make a man, any man, whether he's a friend with benefits, whether he's somebody you just started dating, whether he's your fiance, whether he's your current boyfriend, whether he's your husband, I don't care. Be present with him when you go out. If you guys are doing something together, be present. Put your cell phone down. Don't worry about what's happening on Instagram. Don't worry about who's DMing you. Don't look at your text messages. Take your phone, put it down. Let him see you do this. Close the phone, put it down in front of him, and lean in and be present with him. When he's sharing with you the latest football stats from the Dallas Cowboys, even if you don't even like football. Stop, look at him, and listen to him. Be present. There's nothing more sexy for any gender, male or female. There's nothing more sexy than having the person that you're hanging out with really be into what you're saying. Being present gives them the impression that you are interested in them fully and that you appreciate what they're saying. Another little mini tidbit to put in this section of how to make any man miss you is when they're talking, respond and actually give them something back. So say, for example, they're going over the Dallas Cowboys football stats. Nod your head and listen and look for and listen for something that you can take away and say, wait a minute. So when they're doing the first down, does this happen? Actually respond. Being present with someone means you're engaging with them. When you're interested in another person, you become really interesting. And then in the back of their mind, they're saying, I cannot wait to see her again, because every time I hang out with her, she sees me, she hears me, she acknowledges me. There is nothing sexier than being seen and heard. I don't care who you're talking to. I don't care whether you're wearing a turtleneck or a nun's habit. If you are listening to that person and are present with them when they are engaging with you, they will never, ever forget you. Believe me when I tell you this, you guys need to try this and then let me know below your results when you do. Because when you make him feel like he's the only man in the room, he will not forget you. He will be so anxious to hang out with you again. He'll even tell his friends, you know what? I think I'm really liking this girl. I'm gonna see her again. And if he's your current boyfriend or your current man, all of a sudden you're becoming really present with him. You're sitting in conversation with him and really looking at him and really getting into what he's saying. Whether what he's saying is stone, arse, boring, or not, doesn't matter. Give him the gift of being present with him. Don't look at your phone. Put your phone down. Be present with him. Nod, respond, ask questions about what he's saying. And believe me when I tell you, even your current man right now is not going to know what to do with himself to hang out with you again and soon. All right, let's go on to the next step. Step number 4 is kind of a little bit of an add-on to step number 3. You may notice that my steps kind of run into each other and they're all related to each other. You can do one of the steps on their own and they will be effective. However, if you do all the steps in the same progression or in the same bundle, you will see the results. Believe me when I tell you, this stuff works. I know because I do it all the time with my husband. And I also, believe it or not, do this with friends, family, business associates, colleagues, new contacts. I want everyone that meets me to say, I'm looking forward to seeing her again. Whether it's for business, whether it's for friendship, whether it's my husband wanting to be romantic. I want everyone that I relate to feel that way, like they're looking forward to seeing me again. So all of these tips and these tricks that I'm sharing with you today, this how-to is applicable to a lot of areas of your life. But right now we're talking about how to make any man miss you, right? So step number 4 is be authentic. Oh my gosh, I cannot begin to tell you how important this is. Be you. Show up as you. Do not show up to this date trying to be something that you're not. For example, if you are saucy and fiery and really edgy, don't show up to a date or to a meeting or to this dinner acting like, oh, I have no opinion on anything. Don't do that to yourself, ladies. Be you. Be authentic. Own who you are. If you're quirky, own it. If you're funny, own it. If you're inappropriate, own it. Be authentic. There's nothing sexier than a woman who is very comfortable in the skin that she's in. That's what men look for. Because if you're comfortable in your own skin, you're going to cause him to be comfortable in his own skin. You're going to give him a safe space for him to show up as he is as well. And guess what? If he doesn't jive with who you be authentically, then he's not for you. And now you've avoided any heartaches and any headaches that you may have in the future. Be who you are. Own it. Be authentic. And if you have an opinion about something, obviously you're not going to hit him over the head with it with a mallet. But you are going to say, my opinion doesn't match with yours. Would you like to hear my opinion about this? Share your authenticity and your opinions and who you are and who you be with the person that you're relating to. Give them the gift of being 100% authentic. And I'm telling you right now, he will walk away from being with you feeling like, she's a cool ass chick. I really like her. I'm going to see her again. I can't wait to hang out with her again. Why? Because you felt so free in your skin that you allowed him the freedom to be free in his skin. There's nothing sexier than authenticity. All right, let's go on to the next step. Step number 5 to making any man miss you. Okay, so I am going to preface this next step by saying that it is a little bit, it's a little bit out there. And I'm going to give you a gift right now. My gift to you is that I'm going to be 100% authentic right at this moment. So if you are sensitive, if you don't like people telling you how it is, if you don't like clear and concise honesty, and if you can't take
the truth shall set you free.
You want the truth? You can't handle the truth. If you're ready for the truth as I know it, this is step number 5. Keep your legs closed. Oh, ladies, you drive me crazy with this. Okay, keep your legs closed. You know who coined this phrase? The best out there in social media, in the world, is Patti Stanger. I don't know if you guys know Patti Stanger. She's the millionaire matchmaker. You can go ahead and look her up. I'm gonna put her information below. I'm not necessarily a huge follower of hers, but she did coin a phrase that I have used and have shared with other women in these last 15 years of my adult life. She shares the adage of Nothing in, nothing in, nothing in. I know that sounds really horrible and disgusting, but ladies, keep your legs closed. No sexual. First of all, don't start with the sexual innuendos and taking a picture of your boobs and sending it to him. No sexting, none of that stuff at the beginning. Okay, once you're in a committed relationship, go for it. However, keep your legs closed. Remember, you are the owner of the honey. He wants that honey, and the honey lives in the different orifices of your body. Oh my gosh, I know that sounds really bad. Just follow me on this. Before you get crazy, before you get angry, before you make any comments about women's liberation and all this other stuff. We live in 2019. We live in the 21st century, and women now have more freedom than they ever have had in history. However, men judge us based on our sexuality. I don't care who you are, where you come from. Even though you feel free, even though you feel liberated, even though you feel like, you know what, I'm a woman, hear me roar, I'm gonna do whatever I want, men are going to judge you. And if you're a man watching this video, and if you feel offended by this, I'm sorry, but this is the cold ass truth. Men will judge you based on how loose you are, how overtly sexual you are. Ladies, if you want a man to miss you, keep your mouth closed, nothing in, and nothing in. Okay? Thank you, Patti Stanger. Keep your legs closed, and that includes every orifice of your body. Okay? Teach him. How do I say this? Well, I've already said it in an offensive way, so I might as well continue. Teach him that you aren't a hoe. Okay? Teach him that you are worth waiting for. And if you show up this way, you show up dressed very nicely, very classy, very elegant. You could wear a tight outfit if you want. Just have the girls covered up, right? Be a little bit more on the demure side at the beginning. Okay, teach him that you have boundaries. That's from step number 1. You see how all of these tie in? Teach him that you have boundaries. Don't be sexual with him right away. Don't go home with him on the first night. Don't give him a blowjob on the first night. Sometimes, even depending on the situation, a makeout sesh isn't necessarily appropriate for that particular dinner or outing anyway, right? So all of these little messages that we send to men sometimes are the reasons why men don't call us or don't chase us, because we give them all the goodies at the beginning. Don't give away all your goodies at the beginning. Now, if you want him to miss you and you're already together and you're already having sex, don't sext him all the time. Be strategic about how you are sexual with your man. Okay? You don't need to act like a stripper on a pole everywhere you go when you're together. You don't need to dress provocative everywhere you go. Sometimes you can cover things up and leave a lot more to the imagination to your man. Believe it or not, he likes when he has to kind of figure things out. When you have everything hanging out all the time, etc., he's wondering, what else is there to discover? I've already done it. I've already tapped that. So what else do I need to do? So don't show all your tricks all at the beginning. If you are already in a relationship with the guy and you want him to start missing you more, give him little hints about the tricks that you're going to do with him and for him. But don't give away all your tricks all at the beginning. Save some so that you can start pulling them out as the relationship goes along. It's important that you don't show all of your cards at the beginning and give him all of your sexy little tricks at the beginning. Leave something for him to hunt for. And if you do this, believe me, he's gonna start missing you and looking for you and chasing you so much that you're gonna be like, okay, well, maybe I didn't realize this is what I wanted, and now he's stalking me, so what do I do now? Oh, no. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a quick recap so that we could send you off into the world, making every man miss you. And if it's you only have one man, making the man that you have miss you so much that he cannot wait to see you. All right, let's go ahead and do our quick recap. Step number 1, be mysterious. Step number 2, set boundaries. Even if you are already in a long-term relationship, set your boundaries. You're not a doormat, girl. Step number 3, Be present with him. Put your phone down and really connect. Believe me when I tell you this will resonate so deeply with him, he's gonna wanna hang out with you all the time. Step number 4, be authentic, be you. Show up as you, not your representative. Be funny, be quirky, be weird. Let him see your sense of humor. Be authentic and own it. Step 5, keep your legs closed. No in, no in, no in. Give him something to hunt with you. Don't give it all away on the first date. And if you're already together for a while, don't show him all your cute little stripper tricks at the beginning, because then he has nothing to chase you for. All right, thank you so much. Those are my 5 steps to make any man miss you, including your current man. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, please go ahead and tag a friend below. Let them know about this video, because we can't be out here acting like desperate little girls chasing men and doing all the work. The guys need to step in and do some of the work as well, right? We need equality here. You better work, girl. You better work, girl. And if you like this type of video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any of my new uploads. And don't forget to follow me on social, where I share very exclusive content that is not shared right here on YouTube. I love you. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you soon. Bye.